Elon Musk did an interview recently with CBS, and it's pretty interesting. I'll show you a clip of it in a minute. But he's been having a difficult time lately. He seems to be really high off of his ass. He he's got a black eye. He is slowly but surely making his way out of the White House, even though he says he's going to continue to work with the White House. But it doesn't seem like Donald Trump really cares about him very much. You know, Donald Trump got what he wanted out of Elon Musk: money. He wanted money for his election, and I don't know if I'm not 100% sure, but I wonder if Elon Musk already paid that $100 million extra for his little Tesla commercial that Trump did for him on the White House. I hear tell that he hasn't paid that yet, and maybe that's why Donald Trump is not happy with him. But he's been butting heads with a lot of people in the cabinet, and he's, the guy's awkward as hell, and he doesn't understand why people hate him. He just doesn't get it. I mean, maybe if you fired 250,000, government employees, maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Just spitballing. Anyway, let's take a look at this interesting little tidbit from CBS.
A man who truly needs no introduction, Elon Musk. He's talking with David Pogue.
He is a truly incredible guy, and I don't say that often.
In the beginning, Donald Trump and Elon Musk got along great.
Take over, Elon, just take over.
Musk spent $288 million to elect Trump and his allies.
And they've also got to address the deficit. So
Trump invited Musk into the Oval Office and cabinet meetings. Musk called himself First Buddy.
You got to give him credit.
Trump welcomed Musk's idea to create a Department of Government Efficiency.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy.
In 4 months, Doge took the chainsaw to every federal department. 250,000 workers were fired or bought out. Musk even slashed grants and staffing at environmental agencies like the EPA and NOAA after decades of warning about the risks of climate change.
Anybody that got in Elon Musk's way regarding any of his businesses, he went after them first. He went after USAID. He went after the EPA and NOAA because they were talking about all of his rockets falling into the ocean and all of the jet fuel and what have you. So Elon wasn't really so much concerned about getting rid of waste, fraud, and abuse as much as he was getting rid of the obstacles in his way of his own companies.
But Musk did not enjoy the pushback.
We received several 911 calls about a fire.
There were acts of violence, death threats, lawsuits, mandatory rehirings, shouting matches with cabinet members. Tesla profits plummeted by 71%.
Number one, it's a great product.
And Musk's net worth dropped by $100 billion.
It's all computer, folks.
Last month, Musk finally left Washington, but still intended to work on Doge a day or two a week. And this past Tuesday, he offered us an interview at SpaceX's enormous headquarters at the southern tip of Texas. We knew we were in the right neighborhood when we saw this huge buck.
Come on, man. Come on. He's got a statue of himself outside. What are we doing, folks? I mean, seriously, what are we doing?
Musk, installed by his admirers and vandalized by his critics. But the interview didn't get off to a smooth start.
I noticed that all of your businesses involve a lot of components, a lot of parts. Do the tariffs and the trade wars affect any of this?
Tariffs always affect things a little bit.
Wondering what your thought is on the ban on foreign students, the proposal. I mean, you were one of those kids, right?
Yeah, I think we want to stick to, the subject of the day, which is like spaceships.
I bet you do.
As opposed to, presidential policy.
Oh, okay. I was told anything's good, but...
No.
Oh, I was told that I could ask you anything that I wanted to. Yeah, but no. This guy talks a big game. He's always, just, oh, I'm not afraid of anybody. I'll answer any question. Just bring it on. Well, I mean, maybe not that question. Maybe not that question either. Such a bitch.
But Musk was willing to talk about the Doge firestorm.
You've spoken about how much of a grind and a stress it was on you. And, Tesla's reputation took a hit. Your reputation took a hit. People are very upset about Social Security and national parks and air traffic and food safety and cancer research, Alzheimer's research. Now that you've had a chance to look at it,
Yeah.
might there have been a different approach?
Yeah, I think what was starting to happen was that it's a bit unfair because Doge became the whipping boy for everything. So if there was some cut, real or imagined, everyone would blame Doge.
What the fuck? Doge is the whipping boy. It's not Doge's fault, meaning it's not my fault that I fired a whole bunch of people and they got mad at me about that. Why are they blaming me for firing them?
I don't think that somehow Doge is going to stop them from getting their Social Security check.
He literally cut the amount of Social Security offices in the country by half. You think that's going to make it easier or more difficult for seniors to get their Social Security checks? He ended the phone line, so now you can't call in as a senior using the only form of communication that you're comfortable with, making a phone call. Can't do that anymore. You got to handle it on the computer, or you got to take your ass to the office to handle it, to find out where your check is. And by the way, it's already happened. People have been denied their Social Security check for some reason or the other, whether Elon Musk says, oh, well, I found it. He's 150 years old, so he doesn't get a check. Even though it's obviously a clerical error because nobody's 150 fucking years old. Or there was a gentleman who was born on a military base, an American military base outside of the country, but yet it is still American soil, but Elon Musk canceled his check too. So it's already happened to people. So now you've got to go to your local Social Security office to figure that out. Oh, wow, the one that is, 10 minutes away from me got closed down, so now I got to travel across state to find another Social Security office in the hopes that I don't have to wait in line for 3 fucking hours because I'm 78 years old and I need to make sure that I get home in time so I can get my goddamn medication. But yeah, man, Doge is the fucking whipping boy.
Completely untrue.
Well, I guess I was just thinking about the, move fast and break things, before you really understand what the agency does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess part of it is depends on where you're coming from. So, I'm like a proponent of smaller government, not bigger government. So now if somebody's a proponent of, more government programs and bigger government, and they see, hey, Doge is cutting all these government programs, then they'll be fundamentally opposed to that because they just think the government should do more things.
Small government Elon Musk, who gets $38 billion worth of contracts, military contracts. The guy makes $8 million a day from military contracts. So small government for you, meaning you want your Social Security check or your Medicare or your Medicaid, good luck with that. We're getting rid of that aspect. But hey, got to make sure that it's still large enough so I can get my fucking bag.
That's just a fundamental, I guess, ideological opinion. But my frank opinion of the government is that the government is just like the DMV that got big. Okay, so when you say let's have the government do something, you should think, do you want the DMV to do it?
This is a guy who has never been to the fucking DMV. I live in New York City, and the DMV in New York City is probably dealing with one of the most concentrated populations in the United States. So you would figure that the DMV here would be absolutely horrible. But you can make a phone call and book your time slot, and you spend a total of 20, 30 minutes tops. I've gone to the DMV many times in New York City, and I've gone in on my scheduled time. I take my number, I go sit down, I flip around my phone, and the next thing you know, they're calling my number. I wish the government was run like the DMV instead of this bureaucratic mess that these people are creating. Do you think ending people's jobs and then having to beg and plead to rehire them? I mean, the dude with his Doge, went into the Department of Energy and slashed jobs for people who handle our nuclear weapons. And then he had to go back and beg them to come back and take the job back because nobody else knew how to handle it but them. And then they got to pay them back pay. And then some of these people were illegally fired, so now there's lawsuits involved. Yeah, man, it sounds really fucking efficient. Yeah, I think that the DMV is absolutely inefficient and it's just terrible, wasteful, big government. But meanwhile, I will end a whole bunch of jobs and then make sure I secure some military contracts. You know, fire the FAA director, so planes start falling out of the sky. Canceling child cancer research, ending the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which protects you from scams done by credit card companies and banks. Got to get rid of that. Anything that benefits you. Anything that means we have a working society, that planes literally don't fall out of the sky. That part gets cut. But Elon Musk is getting paid.
Then, Musk started talking about the Trump administration. I hadn't even asked him about Trump.
And, it's not like I agree with everything the administration does. So it's like, I agree with much of what the administration does, but we have differences of opinion. The things that I don't entirely agree with. But it's difficult for me to bring that up in an interview because then it creates a bone of contention. So.
Yeah, like as in you, just by saying that is probably pretty much putting the final death knell in your coffin of a relationship between you and Trump. You think Donald Trump is not going to see this? Do you really think that? Oh, Donald Trump has already seen this, and he has already written your obituary.
I'm a little stuck in a bind where I'm like, well, I don't want to, speak out against the administration, but I don't want to. I also don't want to take responsibility for everything the administration is doing.
Such a bitch.
In Washington, federal workers say that Doge has left the government's operations in disarray. And worst of all, it might have all been for nothing. Musk claims to have saved the government $175 billion so far, nowhere close to his original target, or even his revised target. And that was before the president's new spending bill passed the House. According to the Congressional Budget Office, it will add $3.8 trillion to our debt over the next 10 years. It's now being debated in the Senate.
So, I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, doesn't decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing.
I actually thought that when this big, beautiful bill came along. Everything he's done on Doge gets wiped out in the first year.
All right, either this guy is absolutely naive or he is just buttering Elon Musk up. But as far as I'm concerned, they're both fucking idiots. The Republican Party always talks about the debt and the deficit while a Democrat is in office because they do not like government spending on the people. But as soon as a Republican gets in control of the White House, they go through money like water. They spend money like it's going out of fucking style. Ain't nobody ever spent as much money as a Republican. Nobody. Ronald Reagan did it. George H.W. Bush did it with their huge tax cuts and deregulation and then military spending out the wazoo. So you are taking in less revenue because you have stopped taxing the wealthiest people where you're going to get the most revenue. So you take away that, but yet not only do you continue spending, but you increase spending, generally speaking, on military and military contracts and military contractors like Elon Musk. So it absolutely infuriates me when I hear people go, oh, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why. You know, they always talk about the debt and the deficit like, you know, like it's really serious. But then as soon as they get in the office, they start spending their money. And I don't understand why. Are you a fucking moron?
I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful. But I don't know if it can be both.
Yeah, funny joke.
My personal opinion.
And here's where the story gets a little complicated. Right after our interview, CBS News posted a clip of it to promote this very report. It was that part where Musk criticizes Trump's spending bill. And his remarks became news. It went all the way up to the White House.
Mr. President, Elon Musk in a television interview criticized the one big, beautiful bill.
Within 24 hours, Musk announced that his time in the Trump administration was officially over. Out of Doge, out of government. He said that the reason was that his limited 130-day stint as advisor was ending. But until that moment, he'd been saying that he still intended to work on Doge part-time.
Doge is going to continue, just it's as a way of life.
I don't
I'll
think
have some
so.
participation in that, but as I've said publicly, my focus has to be on the companies at this point.
Truth is,
I tell you what, his focus on Tesla is going to do nothing but ruin Tesla even more than it already has. Tesla's name is basically mud at this point. You know, Tesla sales are down like 70% in this country. They're down 90% in Europe. He has cooked that brand with his antics. He's absolutely cooked it. And, you know, his saving grace is the military contracts that he has with, you know, with NASA taking NASA money for SpaceX and his, you know, his rocket-powered penises that he's trying to shoot to fucking Mars. Remember it was like 15 years ago he said in 10 years we're going to be on Mars? You shouldn't have believed that at the, you know, from the first place, but, you know, 15 years later, it's kind of proved it out.
Trump-Musk relationship had already seemed to be cooling. Trump used to post about Musk about 6 times a week, but by April, he'd stopped mentioning Musk altogether.
Today it's about a man named Elon.
Still, on Friday, they held a media event at the White House to confirm their mutual admiration and to leave the door open for future collaboration.
And Elon's really not leaving. He's going to be back and forth, I think. I have a feeling.
The Doge team is doing an incredible job. They're going to continue doing an incredible job, and I'll continue to be visible.
You ever heard of the expression, don't go to a musical show wearing the shirt, a t-shirt of the band that you're going to go see? You know, don't be that guy. Here he is wearing a Doge hat and the Doge Father t-shirt. I mean, he's just branding on 2 legs. But I mean, I guess it's no different than Donald Trump, who's basically the same fucking guy. 2 narcissistic asshats who love themselves more than anything else. By the way, Elon's got a black eye. I hear tell that he walked out the door recently with with Stephen Miller's wife. She's going to go work for him. So she's leaving the White House and leaving Stephen Miller to go work for Elon Musk. I could see little Stephen Miller now going, "Goddamn immigrants taking my women away from me. I can't stand it." He says, I think he said, Elon said that his son punched him in the eye and that's what gave him a black eye. I'm not 100% sure whether that it was him or Stephen Miller. A lot of people are saying that it was Stephen Miller. He looks like he got punched. That looks like his right eye, and Stephen Miller is a lefty. It's possible that Stephen punched him in the face, but at the same time, I also think Stephen Miller is a cuck. And I don't think that he's got the balls to punch Elon Musk in the face, but, you know, let that be a mystery for you. Let's just finish this video off.
And be a friend and advisor to the president.
Musk might be the first to admit that his Doge experiment gave him a black eye. Like the actual black eye he had on Friday, which he says he got from his 5-year-old son, or the matching one on that statue. At least for now, Musk says that his focus will be running his business ventures: Tesla, Starlink, X, XAI, Neuralink, Optimus Robots, The Boring Company, and SpaceX.
Are all of your businesses related in some way?
Well, I guess you can think of the businesses as things that improve the probable trajectory of civilization. So, for making life multiplanetary or extending life to Mars, the idea there is to ensure the long-term survival of life and consciousness as we know it.
If you want to ensure human life, you could help us on this planet. This whole idea of going to Mars to what? To what end? You realize there's no air up there, right? You have got all the money in the world. Just a little bit of your money could be used to make life on Earth so much better. But you've got to get to Mars. You've got to get... Jesus Christ, man. This guy. I swear to God. Donald Trump says that he's 50% genius and 50% boy. I think Donald Trump's half right. He's 50% boy. He is not a genius. Every one of these things he has bought. He has absolutely got nothing to do with inventing any of this stuff. He hires scientists for SpaceX. He hires coders for X. He bought out Tesla. He bought out Twitter. You know, he wants to stick chips in our brains. But yeah, man, remember when the vaccine, they were putting chips in us? This guy literally wants to put a chip in your fucking head. But no, that's not a conspiracy. That's not weird. No, they were putting chips in our body with a vaccine. Yeah. God damn, man. God damn. Look, I don't really need to hear any more of this idiot's nonsense blathering. He is, he's cooked, man. He's washed. He's overcooked, this one. And we'd really, look, he might be going away, but Doge is here. Doge is not going anywhere. Doge will be continuing to do its cuts with the likes of Big Balls and Emil von Swole and whoever the fuck else, little teenage coder that Elon Musk dropped off and inflicted on the rest of us. I don't think that Elon is going to be gone out of public life. He's going to be around to do some dumbass shit. But it looks to me like Donald Trump is kind of done with him, which, you know, none of us ever thought that this was going to last forever. There's just too many egos in one room. And there's only one ego when it comes to, you know, Donald Trump, and that's Donald Trump. Elon Musk, he's, you know, hey, thanks for the money, buddy. Thanks for the, thanks for all of the advertisement, and then thanks for the Doge. You did all the dirty work, and then when everybody gets really mad because they don't have a job anymore, oh, well, I'm just going to blame it on you. And you can already start to see it happening, and people are leaking, you know, these drug-addled videos of Elon Musk where he's like in the middle of a meeting, the dude is just zooted out of his gourd, you know, on ketamine. And I mean, I read an article, there is like a 6 different drug cocktail that he is on every single day. You know, I don't even know how the guy is standing up at this point, but his brain is like, you know, sauteed shrimp at this point. There's nothing going on upstairs. He knows how to say a lot of algorithmic kind of stuff to make him sound like he's smarter than he really is. But he's not. He's never been smart. He just knows how to market himself, which when Donald Trump saw that, he's like, a fisherman can tell another fisherman from afar, we're kind of the same guy. I'm going to extrapolate some power out of him. I'm going to extrapolate some money out of him. And then when I get done with him, I will blame all the badness on him, and then I will wash my hands of him. And we're seeing the beginnings of Donald Trump washing his hands of old Elon Musk. And that black eye is not going to be the first blemish on his face. By the way, have you seen him? He looks ragged, man. Just 5 months in government service. He looks like hell. So I couldn't wish that on a nicer guy than Elon Musk. God damn. If he would just go away and go straight to Mars, I think that the world would be much happier. And we would all wish him a fond farewell. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.